Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am Sidra Khalil, lecturer, Department of English, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. I am course instructor of your subject Modern Novel, and today we are over here with another video lecture of your subject Modern Novel. In previous lecture, we have read in detail different novels that were written in the modern time. And again today in our lecture, we are going to start our last novel that has been written by James Joyce. And the name of the novel is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. So again, I am repeating, the name of the novel is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, and it has been written by James Joyce. So let's start our today's lecture with introduction of the writer James Joyce. So James Joyce is one of the most influential figure of modernist literature in the 20th century. He was born in Dublin, Ireland. Joyce is renowned for revolutionizing the English novel through his innovative narrative techniques, particularly stream of consciousness. I discussed with you before while we were reading the novel of the Virginia Woolf, that was To the Lighthouse, and I already told you about the stream of consciousness, and these two were the pioneers of this technique in literature. So he was very famous for his innovative narrative technique, and particularly his technique of stream of consciousness, interior monologue, and psychological realism. His works explore themes of identity, exile, religion, nationalism, and artistic freedom, often rooted in Irish social and political life. Joyce believed that by portraying Dublin in meticulous detail, he could present universal human experiences. His major works include Dubliners, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, Ulysses, and Finnegan's Wake. So let's start the introduction of the novel, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. So it is actually a semi-autobiographical and novel, and it reflects Joyce's own intellectual, spiritual, and artistic development. So let's start with the outline of the novel, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. The novel traces the psychological and intellectual growth of Stephen Dedalus, the protagonist of the novel, and we will discuss his life from early childhood to young adulthood. The story is divided into 5 chapters, each marking a distinct phase in Stephen's development. In his childhood, Stephen experiences family warmth, school life at Clongowes College, and early confusion about identity, politics, and religion. As he grows older, he becomes increasingly aware of social injustice, family decline, and moral conflict. His adolescence is marked by rebellion and guilt, particularly after his involvement in sinful pleasures, which leads to a period of intense religious devotion. However, Stephen eventually rejects religious vocation and embraces art as his true calling. By the end of the novel, he resolves to leave Ireland to forge his identity as an artist, declaring his commitment to freedom, self expression, and artistic creation. So, this is the introduction of the novel. Now, I am telling you about the detailed summary of the novel, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. So, the novel presents the intellectual, emotional, and spiritual development of Stephen Dedalus from early childhood to young adulthood. It opens with Stephen's earliest memories narrated in simple, childlike language, reflecting his limited understanding of the world. His early life at home and at Clongowes College introduces him to authority, punishment, and injustice, particularly when he is unfairly punished by his father, Dolan. Family conversations expose him to Irish politics and religious divisions, especially during the Christmas dinner argument over Charles Stewart Parnell, which leaves a lasting impression on his young mind. As Stephen grows older and attends Belvedere College, his awareness of class struggle and family decline deepens. His father's financial irresponsibility leads to poverty. These things force Stephen to mature quickly. So during adolescence, Stephen succumbs to physical desires and commits sins, which plunge him into intense guilt and fear of eternal damnation. A powerful religious retreat awakens his conscience, leading him to adopt an extremely devout lifestyle. He contemplates becoming a priest, believing religion offers order and salvation. However, Stephen's intellectual growth leads him to question the constraints of Catholicism. He realizes that priesthood would suppress his individuality and artistic instincts. A pivotal moment occurs when he sees a girl reading at the beach, these things symbolizing the beauty, freedom, and artistic inspiration. This vision confirms his calling as an artist. In the final chapter, Stephen develops his theory of aesthetics and openly rejects the authority of church, family, and nation. This was his rebellious from with the church, family, and nation. The novel concludes with his diary entries where he declares his intention to leave Ireland in search of artistic freedom, choosing exile as a death to self-realization. This is a short summary of the novel. I hope that you will read the text by yourself. So now I am telling you about the main character analysis we are going to start. So first of all, character analysis of Stephen Dadless we are discussing now. Stephen Dadless is the protagonist and the central consciousness of the novel. He is portrayed as introspective, sensitive, and intellectually gifted one, yet emotionally isolated. From his childhood, Stephen feels alienated from his surroundings due to his different temperament and questioning nature. His struggle is not merely personal, but symbolic of the modern individual's resistance to social, religious, and political constraints. Stephen's inner conflict between sin and salvation dominates much of the novel, reflecting the strong influence of Catholic doctrine on his psyche. As he matures, Stephen becomes increasingly critical of Irish nationalism and Catholicism, viewing them as forces that limit personal freedom. His rejection of priesthood marks a turning point in his journey towards self definition, or we can say towards self realization. Stephen believes that true art must be free from moral and political obligations, and this belief shapes his identity as an artist. And at the end, we received him as an artist. So his decision to embrace exile reflects courage as well as loneliness, underscoring the modernist theme of alienation. Stephen Dadless embodies Joyce's vision of artists as a rebel who must break away from tradition to achieve creative independence. This is about the character of Stephen Dadless. Next character that I am going to discuss, that is the Simon Dadless. Simon Dadless is actually Stephen's father. This character represents the decline of Irish nationalism and the failure of the older generation. He is charismatic, nostalgic, and talkative, often reminiscing about his youth and past political ideals. However, Simon is also irresponsible, particularly in financial matters, which leads to the family's gradual descent into poverty. His inability to adapt to changing realities contrasts sharply with Stephen's intellectual seriousness. Simon's emotional instability and indulgent lifestyle weakens his authority as a father. Though he loves Stephen, he fails to provide guidance or stability to the family, to the Stephen as well. So symbolically, Simon represents the decaying moral and political structures of Ireland, which Stephen ultimately rejects. The strained relationship between the father and the son and the father and the family highlights a generational conflict central to the novel. This is about the character of the Simon Dadless. Next character is the Mary Dadless. She is the mother of Stephen and she is a deeply religious and traditional woman, and she embodies Catholic values and domestic responsibility. She is gentle, she is submissive, and she is emotionally attached to her faith. Mary's devotion to religion brings her into conflict with Stephen, especially when he openly rejects Catholicism. She represents the emotional and moral pressure exerted by a family and tradition on Stephen's artistic freedom. So this is special about the character of Mary Dadless. So despite her love for Stephen and her whole family members or for her whole children, Mary is unable to understand his intellectual rebellion. Her sadness and disappointment emphasize the emotional cost of Stephen's decision to leave Ireland. She symbolizes the powerful yet restrictive influence of maternal love and religious obligation. Next character is the character of Cranley. Cranley is actually the very closest friend of Stephen Dadless, and he is intellectual, confident, particularly in the later stages of the novel. He is rational, skeptical, and practical, serving as a foil to Stephen's intense idealism. Through conversations with Cranley, Stephen articulates his philosophy of art, religion, and individuality. Cranley questions Stephen's rejection of family, faith, and nation, forcing him to clarify his beliefs. Although Cranley understands Stephen's intellect, he lacks Stephen's willingness to sacrifice emotional ties for artistic freedom. So Cranley's character, this actually represents compromise and conventional reasoning. And this thing highlights Stephen's radical commitment to independence. Next character is Dante Riordan. He is basically a very strict, politically passionate, and deeply religious figure in Stephen's childhood time period. So she strongly supports the Catholic Church and condemns those who oppose it, particularly Charles Stewart Parnell. Dante's rigid beliefs and harsh moral judgments deeply influenced Stephen's early understanding of religion as a force of fear and punishment. So her role is very much crucial in the Christmas dinner argument exposes the Stephen of the destructive power of ideological fanaticism. So this is very important regarding this character. So these are the character analysis of the some of the main characters I told with you. So now I am moving towards the significance of the title of the novel, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. So the title encapsulates the novel's purpose as a psychological and intellectual study rather than a conventional narrative. The word portrait actually suggests a carefully composed image, focusing on inner consciousness rather than external events. Joyce presents a portrait of Stephen's evolving mind, captured through shifting language styles that mirror his growth. The focus is not on what Stephen does, but on how he thinks and how he perceives. So the term artist that has been in the title, it foregrounds the novel's central theme of artistic identity. Stephen's journey is not merely personal, but symbolic of the modern artist's struggle for independence. His final declaration confirms this identity. I go to encounter for the millionth time the reality of experience and to forge in the smithy of my soul the uncreated, conscience of my race. This statement affirms art as Stephen's ultimate vocation. So the phrase as a young man in the title, it emphasizes that the novel captures only the formative phase of Stephen's lives. It is narrative of becoming, not completion. The title reflects Joyce's modernist rejection of traditional plot and it celebrates subjective experience, artistic rebellion, and self-fashioning. The title also mirrors Joyce's own life, making the novel both autobiographical and universally representative of the artist's struggle in becoming, that how he became the artist. So this is the title significance of the novel. So dear students, in today's lecture, we have started a new novel that is written by James Joyce, and the name of the novel is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. In today's lecture, we have done the introduction of the writer, we have done the introduction of the novel, short summary of the novel, character analysis, and title significance also. So this is all about our today's lecture. Thank you so much, students, for listening me. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz. Allah. Thank you.